Welcome to Myth or Reality Stories. Is this story a myth and untrue, or a reality and totally true? You decide.
In the quiet town of Eldridge, whispers filled the air as dusk settled. Residents spoke in hushed tones about the ghostly network, an unseen force connecting homes in unsettling ways. Children were warned not to wander too far after dark. The ghostly practice of summoning spirits had become a troubling trend. On October 15, 2022, Sarah Thompson, a journalist for the Eldridge Gazette, decided to investigate these eerie happenings. Locals like Mr. Jenkins, an elderly man who claimed his late wife visited him as a glowing orb, fueled her curiosity. Sarah set out toward the ghostly garden at the edge of town, rumored to be a place where the dead communicated with the living. As she approached, an unnatural chill filled the air. The garden was a chaotic mix of weeds, dominated by an ancient oak tree. Legends claimed that if you touched the tree at midnight, you could hear the voices of the departed. With a mix of excitement and dread, Sarah circled the tree, her heart pounding. Suddenly, a flicker of light caught her eye. A small, glowing orb hovered above the ground, pulsing like a heartbeat. Entranced, she reached out, her fingers brushing against it. Instantly, the world around her shifted. The garden transformed, revealing vibrant flowers and laughter. She felt as if she had crossed into the realm of the ghostly network. Visions flooded her mind. Ghostly figures danced around the tree, their translucent forms radiating joy and sorrow. "Help us," they cried. "We are trapped, bound to the living by a curse." Panicked, Sarah stumbled back. She wanted to flee, but felt an inexplicable force holding her in place. The garden pulsed with energy, drawing her deeper. She glimpsed their lives. A mother searching for her lost child, a soldier longing for home. "Join us," a voice whispered, sending chills down her spine. "You can help us break free." Just as Sarah opened her mouth to scream, the scene shifted. She found herself in her backyard, shadows dancing across the grass. The ghostly network had followed her home. Strange occurrences soon became commonplace. Objects moved on their own, whispers echoed, and shadows lingered. One evening, her neighbor, Mrs. Caldwell, knocked on the door. "I saw your light flickering last night," she said, trembling. "Something is happening in that garden." Determined, Sarah delved into the town's history, uncovering dark tales. Historian Dr. Henry Adams told her about a mass grave hidden beneath her neighborhood, victims of a smallpox outbreak in 1863. "The ghostly garden is a remnant of pain," he explained. One stormy night, Sarah returned to the garden, armed with this knowledge. Thunder rumbled as she approached the oak. "I know your stories," she shouted. "I will help you." As if responding, the glowing orb reappeared, brighter this time. "You can break the curse," the spirits cried. "You must reveal our truth." With a deep breath, Sarah began to chant the names of the lost souls. The winds howled, and the earth trembled. Light engulfed the garden, blinding her momentarily. When it faded, Sarah found herself alone, but the oppressive weight over Eldridge began to lift. Days turned into weeks, and the spirits grew quieter. The ghostly network that had haunted her seemed to dissipate. Eldridge slowly returned to normal. But Sarah would never forget the faces of the lost souls or the ghostly practice that had brought her into their world. Yet as she walked through her garden one evening, she felt a familiar chill brush against her skin. Looking up at the oak, she noticed a faint glow beneath the roots. The whispers returned, "We are still here." In that moment, Sarah understood. The past could never truly be forgotten. The ghostly network would always linger just beneath the surface, waiting for someone to listen, to remember, and to connect the living with the dead once more.
This story is a myth and totally made up by us. Please subscribe, or else.